Market update time for June 2022. Mike Rolowitz, 904 Home Guide team with eXp Realty in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And want to kind of run through what we're seeing in the market because, oh, shift, things are happening. We've been kind of seeing some trends and they're playing out, and some are getting a little stronger. Some that have been subtle are starting to come to the forefront. So we'll just kind of run through the numbers real quick. Our median sales price, and I'm just covering Duval and St. Johns County where we do most of our transactions. In Northeast Florida, and we're looking at single family residents. Median price of $410,000 for June is up still 21% from last year and up a little bit, 2% from May. So the doomsday of a crash, we're not seeing. What we're seeing is that pace of appreciation will start to tick down, I think, and we'll kind of cover the reasons for that. Part of the reason that we're seeing inventory rise, even though listings aren't rising at a crazy high rate, is the number of closed sales that we had across those two counties in June was down 23% from this time last year. So some of that velocity in the market is kind of not there. Are we still seeing multiple offers? Yes, on properly priced, for their condition, turnkey homes. Some of the stuff that was moving February, March is lingering on our market a little bit longer now as buyers are getting a little pickier, and some buyers have kind of taken a step back because of interest rate concerns. Our days on market is still 20 days, which is still very, very low, but that's up 54% from this time last year. 40% of homes in June closed over their list price. That's down just a little bit from what we saw in May. And similar to the decline in closed sales, meaning sales that happened in the month of June, the number of properties that went pending down 28% from 2021 and down 18% from May. So it's kind of this perfect storm for inventory to rise, not as many buyers, where buyers are, allowed to be a little pickier right now. And again, some have kind of exited the market due to affordability issues tied to interest rates that have now settled in the 5.5 range. As I filmed this in mid-July, they had spiked over 6% kind of in early to mid-June, which definitely shocked some folks out of the market for a while. Our inventory level for those single family homes has now eclipsed 3,000 homes. Just for some context to that, if we were to look back in February, March, 1,800, 2,000 homes. So it's about a 50% increase. So 50% more options for buyers. So the jump and run that we were having to do on the real nice stuff in some of the submarkets that are still sitting under a month of inventory, we still have to do it, but by and large, folks now sometimes have a chance to sleep on a house, I should say, and not risk not sleeping in it. So just that velocity has kind of slowed a bit. What that 3,000 homes equates to in terms of months supply of inventory, we're up to 1.8. A seller's market is defined as anything under 4, so it is still a seller's market. But that month supply of inventory is up 47% from 2021 and 29% from May. Something to remember, the month supply of inventory, it's not just the number of homes, it's the number of homes. How long is it going to take for the market to absorb all of those? Well, when you have fewer closed and pending sales, that tells the market, slow down. Those 3,000 aren't going to flush out as quickly, and that's what we're seeing. Some homes are sitting on the market. We're seeing price improvements, things that we didn't see the later part of 21 and the early part of this year. So kind of what does it all mean if you're a buyer, if you're a seller? For buyers, certainly you have more options, a little more negotiating power. Again, multiple offers are still happening. They're just not happening on every property, which it seemed was the case earlier in the year. It's still a great time to buy, even better probably than it was earlier in the year with more choice. The other side of that coin is the monthly payments have climbed as interest rates have jumped from, you know, low threes the beginning of the year to now spiking over 6 and settling back down. So that's taken some power away from buyers, we'll say. Sellers, I've been stressing to any sellers that we've kind of been in conversation with, there's really no benefit in waiting right now. As inventory continues to creep up, as the market continues to normalize, more choices for buyers, and some of the tactics and things that were needed to get offers accepted are not as commonplace. Think escalatory addendums, think large appraisal gaps. Some of those things are not as common when you only have one offer on your property. And we're also counseling our sellers on, let's figure out those kind of dollar productive updates we can do. Let's get that home ready to make an emotional connection with buyers, whether it's landscape, whether it's paint, decluttering, always depersonalizing, bringing in stagers, things that, again, just sellers didn't even consider earlier in the year. So definitely we are in a transition to a more normal market, which from my standpoint is better. It's going to get the equal footing back a little bit. We were in a certainly unsustainable place the latter part of 21 and into 22. Jacksonville, I think I'm very bullish on our area still. Still a huge influx, and our team continues to take probably 2 to 3 referrals every single week from other agents that are referring their clients here that are moving here for jobs or just to get out of high tax states or to downsize, a myriad of reasons, but the influx is definitely still strong. So there's my long rant on the market. Again, any questions, I'm always happy to kind of discuss and do a deep dive on the data. I kind of love this time of the month when all the data dumps and we get to kind of analyze it as a team and figure out how do we best advise and educate our clients, which we always strive to do. So any questions, feel free to give me a call anytime.